What are you doing up here looking so cute and sweet and friendly? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm interrupting the whole vibe, aren't I? I am. You stay. Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry, honey. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. How's my handsome man doing? The weather's changing outside, so the trees are blowing around, and he finds it interesting. Isn't he handsome? Hi, buddy. My handsome boy. Look at his little toes. Oh, so handsome. Oh, look at my handsome boy making biscuits with those claws of death. We're just hanging out on the chaise lounge. Am I talking too much, buddy? Look how handsome he is. What a good boy. What are you looking at? I love you too. Hey guys, how are ya? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. It is 11:41 in the morning. My check-in is at 12:40 this afternoon. That gives me an hour to get from my car into the airport to the post office. I have to drop off an eBay sale. I sold 3 little dessert bowls. They're no larger than the size of a half of a grapefruit. Little teeny bowls. I paid $2.99, $3 for the stack of 3, and I sold the 3 of them for $99. Thank you very much. I've already spent the money though on more eyeglasses. Like I need more eyeglasses. I just enjoy them, so it was fun money. So I ordered those last night. I'll show you those when I get them. Let's see what else. Today I am doing the same trip as I flew last week. My grammar and syntax is awful, sorry. So I worked the same trip last week, that's better. And I've been trying to swap out of it or drop it for roughly a week. I just didn't want to do the same trip again. My flying is already so repetitive. I go to the same places all the time. So I was just kind of looking for something different, and I just couldn't find it. My friend Randy is always like, when you're going into LA, let me know. We'll do something. We'll grab a bite. I was trying to drop this trip. So I'll try and leave a message for her later on today to let her know I'll be in LA. But what else? So today I'm going to Seattle, back to Vegas, and then to LA for 20 hours, then one leg to Newark, and then a long layover there, and then one leg back to Vegas. It's an easy trip. I don't know why I didn't want to go. Oh, I'm wearing a different shirt, you may have noticed. My usual uniform is a black shirt with yellow details. This is one of the original shirts when they changed the uniforms back just when I started. When you go into the crew room, you can usually see the senior people when they're usually wearing a white shirt because they don't make these anymore. I found this in the garage. I'd never worn it before. It was in the garage. So I'm like, hey, I'll wear it. And I own one white undershirt. So it was a perfect day to wear the white one. I've got wings on my sweater, so I don't think I have to pop them on right now. Blah, blah, blah. What else? I think that's it. So I'm going to sit here for a few more minutes, enjoy the rest of my iced coffee, and then head into the post office. And on the way to Seattle, I'll see you there. All right, bye. All right, so I made it through KCM without being random for a change. That's nice. One more reason I really didn't want to work this trip is as simple as it is. We're flying from Vegas to Seattle and then to LA. A lot of those people were at EDC this week, which is like this electronic dance festival full of drugs and alcohol and all sorts of hallucinogens and glitter, and sounds like a great time. But that also frequently means we have a bunch of medicals on board. It's historically a time full of people who have not slept in a week or had a glass of water in 3 days, so people just get messy on aircraft after EDC. So We'll see, knock on wood. All right, hi, welcome to Seattle. That flight was 2 hours and 10 minutes. It felt a lot longer than it was for some reason, I don't know, but passengers were fantastic. Oh, I remember why it felt so long. We had to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait on the tarmac. There's a lot of stuff going on in Las Vegas, and they had us leave from a different part of the airport, and we had to wait for like 15 other planes, and oh, it was a mess. But everyone was really patient. It was really very nice. So the flight was 2 hours and 10 minutes. We were probably on the tarmac for an hour and 15 before that. So yeah, there we go. But we were supposed to have a sit in Las Vegas when we get there. So hopefully most of that is eaten up by that short delay. Great crew. My chaser's wonderful. Yeah, no complaints there. So let's go back to Vegas. All right, so that flight was easy. It was exactly 2 hours. We had 80 passengers on board, so no problem there. We were supposed to have an hour and 15 minutes sit here in Vegas, but we had a significant delay earlier, which took up some of that sit. Now our flight is delayed coming in from Sacramento, so we'll see what happens. We'll leave eventually. Randy is busy tomorrow, so I will not be able to see her. So I think my plan for LA is to make the most of my bed and maybe get a bite to eat somewhere. I don't know. IHOP. There's an IHOP nearby. But yeah, that's my exciting layover. Want to go? Hey guys, hi. Welcome to LA. It is 12:56 in the morning. We were supposed to arrive here at like 11 or something like that. But we had a delay, I don't even remember what it was, in Seattle. But then we figured, you know what, that's fine. We were supposed to have a sit in Las Vegas, so that sit will be taken care of by this delay. Yeah, well, we got to Vegas and our plane hadn't even left Sacramento by the time that it was supposed to have been boarding. So we had to hang out there for another hour and a half before our aircraft was ready for us to board. The passengers in the gate area were, for the most part, were fine. They did kind of pile up on each other, where there were a number of flights, like to LA, and then there was an Orlando flight following that, and people kept confusing with whatever. It was a mess. It was really a big mess, and we only had one guest service agent, or a gate agent, that was really working overtime, doing an amazing job. Yeah, it was just a mess. While I was standing out in front of our gate chatting with my coworker and so on, I heard this guy yelling. This guy was really yelling in kind of a violent way, probably 30, 40 feet away from me by the slot machines in our gate area. And I saw him with his phone in like this, and he's screaming at this woman, beautiful blonde woman, sitting at one of the slot machines. And he was getting very, very aggressive towards her and then to other people around him. And he seemed rabid, is a word that comes to mind. He seemed really irrationally rageful, and he was screaming, and it looked like he was this close to physical violence. And so I walked over to the slot machine agent that was standing there, and I said, "Are you calling security?" And she wasn't. She was on a personal call. I said, "Could you please call security?" And she turned away and she continued to talk to whomever she was talking to. And I like tapped her. I said, "Listen, something is about to happen here. Please call security." I don't think there is a security. They call Metro, which is the police. She wasn't helping very much. So I walked over to one of our gate agents and asked them to call Metro or whomever. And Metro finally showed up like 25 minutes later, almost a half hour later. I don't know what could have happened or would have happened, but we had two of our gate agents, two petite, lovely gate agents, strong-willed steel spines, I'll tell you, because these girls were fearless. But they did an amazing job at doing what they could to de-escalate the situation. It didn't calm him down, but he didn't get worse. So they did an amazing job. I stood nearby just in case it got violent or physical, so I could go in at least and help protect my coworkers. But I didn't want to stand too close as to look like that guy who's just trying to, I don't know. It was delicate. It was a very delicate situation. So the gentleman who was irrational and rageful did not get, he was supposed to be on our flight. He was supposed to be on our flight. The woman he was screaming at was on our plane. And so I checked on her a couple times in the gate area because she was distraught. She was very upset by this. She wasn't traveling with him. He just chose her to get mad at for whatever reason. And then I checked on her a couple times on the aircraft as well. She was doing okay. But it was just really unnecessary. I don't know how people get like that or why. It was like road rage, but in the airport. I don't know. It was crazy. But once people got on the plane, they were great. I pulled all of my jokes and one-liners out, and for the most part, people really were quite pleasant when they were on the aircraft. And so, yeah, it was eventually an uneventful leg. It was 41 minutes from Las Vegas to LA, so that was great. I got in the room a few minutes ago, and I've unpacked all of my snacks. I did not pack food for this trip because there's plenty of places to eat nearby here and then in Newark. That I just didn't want to pack more food when I could eat easily out and about around the hotel without spending a lot of money. So for snacks, I spent a fair amount of money at Sprouts. I brought some little cuties. I got a bag of crystallized ginger. It's not as big as it looks here, I don't think. It's a lot of crystallized ginger. Got some dried cherries and some walnuts, and I have some pretzel rods. So this is my little smorgasbord that I'll be nibbling on a little bit tonight before bed. Tomorrow there is breakfast, so I will wake up for that, and then I'll grab something to eat later on tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing. I could be going into Santa Monica. I might just hang out in the room. Who knows? I've been into Santa Monica so often, I really don't know why I would bother going again. And I don't know LA well enough to know where to go other than Santa Monica. That wouldn't cost me $100 to get there and back. So I might just relax here in the hotel and enjoy the television and the Wi-Fi and my snacks and the fact that that guy did not get on the plane. There were so many people who thanked me on the plane for not letting him on. You know, it was awful. It was awful, but it's over. It's over. I will see you guys tomorrow. Toodaloo. Good morning, guys. Hi. It's a raging 63 degrees here in LA, and you can see it just looks gorgeous out there, right? It's drizzling outside. It's more than a mist, but less than rain, and not something I want to walk around in 60-something degree weather. So we're going to stay in the hotel room. But on a brighter note, I did go down for breakfast. I woke up for breakfast. Housekeeping was outside the door yelling, and so I had no choice in waking up. But breakfast was, for a change, worth going down for. Great waffle, great eggs, sausage, juice. Very good. I ate it so fast I didn't take any pictures. So, but while I was down there eating, this woman was approaching me. This lovely woman was approaching me, and there's a particular cadence, because it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens often enough that I recognize when someone recognizes me, kinda, and they walk up like, I don't want to bother them or look obvious, but are you Steven? And it's very flattering. It's always incredibly flattering, because who am I? Like, people walk up to me like, are you Steven? I'm like, yeah. But don't be disappointed, I'm just me. But she came up and we started chatting, and she's lovely. Oh my God, the most beautiful skin. So nice. But we had the most wonderful little conversations. She's with my airline for now. She is leaving. She's going to a different airline. Her daughter works for a different airline, and she's going over there for a few reasons. And she's on reserve, so she's not feeling like she's going to miss anything. You know, it's not like she's a line holder with going back to reserve. So she's going to experience it and see what happens. I told her she can always come back. Yeah, we had a wonderful conversation. And she was very, very flattering about saying some very nice things, and that I may have helped her along her journey, and it was very flattering. But yeah, so it was really wonderful talking to Wanda. So Wanda, if you're watching, it was a joy to meet you. I did say, you know, if you needed pep talk, or if you got those wings, send me a picture. I want to see. So yeah, that was my morning. I don't anticipate anything really changing today. So I am going to probably take all this off, turn on my laptop, maybe watch some TV, and we'll see if anything else happens. I will let you know. Otherwise, I will see you probably later on tonight when I head off to Newark. All right, I will see you then. Bye. Hey guys, how are you? It is 7:43 in the evening, and I have to be downstairs at 7:56 for the shuttle. So I'm going to head down in a moment. I did eventually leave my room for a very short walk over to Goodwill. The place is like the size of a closet, and we all know how well I do in closets. Not very well. There wasn't really much there. I did buy a black polo shirt from Uniqlo. I love Uniqlo. I just don't fit in their clothes very often, but I found a little black polo shirt that I liked a lot for $5. So I bought that, walked back to my room, hung out, had a snack or two, took a nap, watched some TV, did absolutely nothing. And it was actually quite nice. So I did take a very long extended nap this afternoon. So I think that is going to serve me very well with my flight to Newark tonight. Flicka, or the flight crew view app, says our flight tonight should be about 5 hours and 10 minutes. So we'll see how accurate that is. And there you go. I will see you either at the airport or in Newark. Hey guys, hi, welcome to Newark. I don't think I had a chance to say hi to you once I actually left the hotel. Jumped in the shuttle, got to the airport, got randomed, of course, through security, so I had to do that. I did have time, oddly enough, to grab a quick bite to eat at Lemonade. I had the green hatch chili chicken with some macaroni and cheese. Mind-bendingly good, so good, and it was surprisingly affordable at Lemonade, which is very weird because it's very expensive there. But I did have time to eat some of that before we boarded, which made boarding easier because I was starving. Boarding was fantastic. Usually it's a little chaotic, but really, really fantastic. Everyone was just great. While we were boarding, I heard a mom say to her son something about a birthday, and I said, "Oh, is it your birthday today?" And it was his birthday today. He's 8 years old. His name is Araya. I mean, what a fantastic name is that, Araya. It sounds like a king, like a Mesopotamian king. King Araya. And I told him that, and he thought it was funny. I'm talking fast because I want to eat my breakfast. But he got on board, and I usually have a series of one-liners and some jokes and some things I say. I never really plan to say what I'm going to say. I always wish I knew what I was going to say next because I think I'd be better. But whatever I said, there was this huge round of applause. I mean, the entire plane was like, yeah, that was awesome. Because I was funny, but I don't know if it was that funny. And I said, all right, while you're clapping, give me a round of applause for Araya. It's his birthday. His mother came up to me later on and said he was so touched by all the applause and a little bit of attention. He cried. He was so touched. Oh, he was so beautiful, this little kid. We just had fantastic people on board today. We had a young lady who graduated high school yesterday or something like that. Her whole family was going to New York to see a theater, a show on Broadway, Hamilton. They're going to see Hamilton. They want to go to the Empire State Building and Rockefeller Center, and they want to go to the Empire State. They want to do everything. And we just had fantastic conversations. I really wish I could wear like a GoPro or something at work so I could sort of film some of the interactions I have with my guests, because I say I love them all the time. I wish I could share with you as to like what happens on a flight that makes me fall in love with our guests. I really wish I could show you what my guests are like, because all you guys know about my airline is what you see on YouTube. and not my YouTube channel. You only see some of the drama and trauma and horrible things that can happen. But I really wish you could see how amazing my passengers can be and the joy that they bring me. I mean, really, I wish I could share that with you. But I can't, so I can just talk about it. I'm going to eat my breakfast. I'll show you what I've got here. 2 eggs over medium, bacon, home fries, toast, and some juice. Last week, I had the same trip and I had the same breakfast, eggs over medium. And someone left a comment, which I did not find amusing, that a waitress that they knew said that people who order their eggs over medium are indecisive and difficult. I'm gonna eat. I'll see you later. Hey guys, good afternoon. It is 3:25 in the afternoon and I'm just leaving the room for the first time. I know. I had breakfast, went to bed about a half hour later, woke up at like 9:30, reset the alarm for 10, woke up, reset it for 10:30, and I'll tell you, it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon before I finally got out of bed thinking, do I really want to go? Do I even want to leave the hotel? Do I want to go into New York? I've been into New York City hundreds of times over the last 30, 40 years. Hundreds and hundreds of times. What am I going to do in New York City? Why do I want to go all the way into the city with all those people and see the same things over and over again? So I just lay in my hotel room watching TV, fiddling with my phone. I figured I should leave the hotel room, right? So I'm gonna get a bite to eat somewhere, don't know where, and we'll see what happens. Here's the park that I frequently visit when I come here to Newark. You can hear the train passing nearby. There's a train station right over there into the city. I'll check out the schedule, see when a train's coming by. Otherwise, there's a Stop and Shop next door that I'll probably visit. Well, there was a train scheduled for 4 p.m., so I figured, why not go into the city? Who knows, right? I need to find something to eat. Hey there. All right, so I got off at Penn Station. I'm heading towards Central Park. One of my thoughts was to go over to the High Line, but the High Line is almost as crowded as Times Square these days, so I'm going to avoid both of those places and maybe just head towards Central Park and see what happens. I don't know, just to walk around Central Park for a couple hours might be nice. But first, food. Second, coffee. Chipotle to the rescue. It's not original, but I'm too hungry to wait for anything else. Oh my gosh, I feel so much better. And because I'm in New York City, a black and white cookie. All right, it's not as busy as I thought it would be. Heading that way. All right, there's some music going on in Times Square. Not as busy as I thought it would be, but still too crowded for my taste. I'm not quite sure what's going on over there, but I think those are all Navy men and women. Don't know what's going on. Look at this building. It's called the Petrosian. Look at the carving detail on every inch of this building. It just goes on and on and on. It is so gorgeous. All right, so I've made it to Central Park. Columbus Circle is right over there. I'm just gonna walk down there for a while, find a spot, people watch, just relax. And seeing these horses breaks my absolute heart. Can a thinking, feeling animal like a horse be happy in the situation? I mean, content? Oh, look at this one. Looks so sad. Hi, sweetheart. Oh my God. I just feel bad for these horses. They can't be very happy or healthy. I don't know. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. Oh. This is lovely. That's lovely. And there's 500,000 children over there. Oh, yeah, I'm going that way. I found a spot that's not too busy right now. It is right along Sheep's Meadow. And I'm going to head that general direction, which I think is close to the Met over there, I think. And here is the carousel in Central Park. How sweet. How crazy tall that building is. Could you imagine living up there? It must constantly be swaying. Here's the carousel over here. Nice, right? This is one of my favorite parts of Central Park. It's leafy, there's lots of oak, and I think beech trees. The grass is very deep. The Sheep's Meadow is way over there. Volleyball courts are over there. It's just a very, very pretty part of Central Park. This time of year when the leaves are all, green and fresh, but in the spring and late autumn, winter, when the trees are bare and it's been raining or misting and all the trunks are black against the white sky, it's so beautiful here. But I'm gonna keep walking, get some steps in, and maybe find a public restroom soon. Maybe that Chipotle is not sitting well. All right. Apparently it's oak and American elm, not birch, beech. One of my other favorite places to be in Central Park. I never noticed they actually have wires at the tips of the wings on the angel to stop pigeons from resting up there. That seems kind of mean. But it is graduation weekend, which is why you see so many gowns. Let's head over near the water. Do you see these little black things that are bobbing up out of the water? See this? See those little things? Those are all turtles. Swimming around trying to catch bait from some guy who's fishing. Hello, Mr. Swan, or Mrs. Swan. And see the turtles? Oh, he's a big one. How pretty is this? You'd never know that I'm surrounded by 8 million people on an island, right? This is a little path right behind the boathouse. Isn't this pretty? Oh my goodness. So I am behind the boathouse over here, and I have not done it in years and years, since before COVID. But if you see over there, there's a whole bunch of aluminum rowboats. Well, you can go to that little shack right there, and it used to be $20 for an hour, and you could just row around Central Park Lake, which is all over there. And what I would do is I would go to a place called Les Maisons du Chocolat over there, like on 77th Street. I'd come over here with a little bag of macaron and some chocolate, rent a little rowboat, and then I would just paddle around the water over there. And I would listen to people argue. Just row out to the middle, eat my little macarons and my chocolates, and listen to people argue. People would start arguing because they thought that they were by themselves and isolated, but they're surrounded by a lake, right? Who's going to hear them? Because they all have these little petty complaints. And you'd be surprised how many arguments are happening on the water, on the lake. It's a very unusual thing, but yeah, I'm a voyeur. What can I say? Oh, did you hear the woodpecker? That's so cool. This is a beautiful little view right out into the water with that little bridge right there and the old Newark buildings behind. That woodpecker is killing me. All right, so it went from drizzling to pouring rain. I was hiding under trees to stay out of the heaviest part of the downpour, and then I found a little shed. I stood under the rafters or the eave of the little shed, and yeah, oh my God, look. Hey, wait, look. That is a raccoon. There's 2 raccoons. There's one right over there too. See it? There's a raccoon there and a raccoon there. I love raccoons. Oh, that man over there is feeding them. That man right there is feeding him. How wonderful is that? I love him. Hey guys, hi. Sorry about the lighting. It's a little table lamp right up here and I can't get any better light for me. So it is just past 11 o'clock. It was pouring in New York and I got soaked. Finally ended up getting an Uber to Penn Station. Missed my train. Of course, so I had to wait an hour for the next train. Then I got to the North Elizabeth train station, which is maybe a 20-minute walk, 25-minute walk. Of course, it's pouring the whole way, so whatever. So I got back to my room, had some yogurt. I'm eating some walnuts and some dried crystallized ginger for dinner because I just can't bring myself to make anything else. I'm poking around YouTube as I nibble and watching an episode of Undercover Boss, which is my favorite thing because I love to cry and I always cry at Undercover Boss. And then as I'm clicking around, I see a video saying that Tina Turner died. Oh my God. She was everything, Tina Turner. Oh my God. But yeah, a nice layover. I am wiped out. So I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. Have a good night. Good morning. It is 4:45 a.m. I got a good solid 4 hours of sleep, which is fine. I'm tired, but I'll survive the one leg back to Las Vegas, knock on wood, because it's always this kind of environment where I haven't slept that something major happens. Of course, it's go home day, so anything could really happen. But I've got 15 minutes to get downstairs for the shuttle, which should be plenty of time. So I will see you either at the airport or back in Las Vegas. All right, see you soon. Hey guys, welcome home. Welcome back to Las Vegas on my car Shimi. That flight from Newark was easy, simple, no drama, no trauma. Boarding, sometimes boarding is the most chaotic part of your trip, and you hope, if there's chaos, you hope it's during boarding and not during your trip. But yeah, so boarding was a little bit messy in the back. In the front, we had a couple small issues. One couple got on the plane and they were instantly mad, like, wow, mad right away, because we had some of the overhead bins in the front closed. And that's to protect the space above those seats so they have enough space to put their bags. Some people get on the plane, they throw their bag up in the front so it's easier to, get off the plane, and then they go in their seat, which is in the back. Well, to stop that from happening, sometimes we close the forward overhead bins, and these people were instantly furious that they didn't have room for their bags. I was like, let me take care of you. And I open the bin, of course it's all empty, but blah, blah, blah. That was the most dramatic part of the whole trip, honestly. We had a couple birthdays on board, which was lovely, but even more lovely was a passenger up in front. She was gorgeous, amazing hair, older, she's in her late 60s, and she stopped and asked if we hired people in their 60s to become flight attendants. And I said, this is a perfect example. My coworker Russell, who was with me today, was 66 when he was hired. After 36 years of teaching, he started this job as a flight attendant. So yeah, as long as you're healthy enough to do the job, we're more than happy to hire you, because sometimes people coming to this industry with some life experience can really benefit everybody. So yeah, apply. So I gave her my YouTube in case she has any questions. I gave her my email. I even gave her my phone number. Yeah, she really impressed me that much. I really thought she was amazing. Bee's knees. But yeah, what else? I think that's it. It was a very nice trip. Same exact trip in terms of a footprint as last week, but better. This trip was a lot nicer. So yay. I'm gonna go home, pass out, take a nap with the cats, and I will see you next time. All right, thanks for joining me. Fly safe. Bye.